Hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie Preece. I'm the owner of Ignite Fitness and Kickboxing. And we have worked over many years to help thousands of people get to their fitness goals, to the other side, and not just to get to their fitness goals, but to be able to build a lifetime sustainability around what it is that they're trying to accomplish. Today in this video, I'm going to share with you my journey, how I actually started with Ignite Fitness and Kickboxing, just to give you a little bit of an insight on who I am and all that good stuff. So I'll tell you a little bit about who I am. I was born and raised in Tennessee, and I left at the age of 17, moved to Arizona, went to college there, moved to Delaware, and moved to the United Kingdom to go to college in the United Kingdom. It was the best decision ever. And I learned a lot about myself and my boundaries and what I was willing to accept and what I wasn't. Then I moved back to Dover, finished my degree here, and started in the wonderful world of accounting because my husband, my first husband, he said that I needed to get a real job, and philosophy was not a real job. So I got an accounting degree. I'm a certified public accountant in my background and in my history, and I have spent years in the fitness industry in one form or another. So I spent 15 years in public accounting and the private industry as well. I worked for really large companies like JP Morgan Chase as their auditors. I got to do all the awesome stuff where you travel to New York City and you work in their amazing offices and do all that amazing stuff. And I left the public accounting industry and went into private. I worked for a really large construction company, the largest on the Delmarva Peninsula. I live in Delaware, so the largest on the Delmarva Peninsula. And I was the chief financial officer there, which was amazing to be a strong, powerful female that was surrounded by males. I never allowed that glass ceiling to ever be a thing that held me back. And I left that industry and I went into the banking industry, and I was the chief financial and administrative officer for the largest financial institution in the state of Delaware. It was a credit union in the state of Delaware. And what I realized is that I wanted to give back to my community. One of the things that I did while I was working in the public and the private industry is I co-created or co-founded a nonprofit. And that nonprofit was designed to give back to the community that we lived in. So in Kent County in particular, you had to have a base in Kent County for our nonprofit to work with you. And we raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. And what I realized while I was at this financial institution is that I wasn't doing things that were fulfilling to me anymore. And I was overworked and I was stressed. And quite frankly, I was using coping mechanisms that were a real problem, not just for me, but for my family as well. It had gotten to the point where, so just to give you some additional background, I grew up in a family. My mom was an alcoholic, a raging alcoholic, and I left home at 14. Originally, I moved in with my sister, and my sister provided me with a stable family environment. And as soon as I could get out of my hometown, I got out of my hometown to try and do something different. So once I had gotten to this space with this financial institution, I realized that I just was burnt out and I was constantly giving to everyone else. And I had gotten to a point where my husband was even like, I think you might be an alcoholic. And I had just kind of hit rock bottom. I was giving everything that I had to everybody around me and not focusing on myself anymore. And it was awful. And I was in a horrible space. And I didn't do the politics of a financial institution very well. I didn't believe in having the board in your pocket before you walked into the boardroom. I believed that I'm a straight shooter, and I didn't believe in those things. And eventually it just wore me down and it just completely broke me. So one day I came home and I told my husband that I was done and that I was going to quit my job. And I made well over six figures, many six figures. And he owned a karate school and made in the very low five figures, very low. But it was what he loved. And that to me was more important than money. So I said, I'm going to quit my job. And he said, oh my God, we're never going to be able to go on vacation again. And I was like, I know, it's okay. So I quit my job, and he said, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, I have no idea what I want to do. I'd been in martial arts with him for about 12 years. And so he had, of course, his martial arts program. And so I was like, well, let me do the kickboxing side of it, because you have this awesome little kickboxing like space that I could use that had never really grown. He'd never really done anything with it. And I said, let me just do that. So I started to do that. And what I realized was that was the way that I could give back to my community. That was the way that I could help people, because I had a background in fitness already. But the real way that I could help was by working with people who had exactly the same struggles that I did, who were completely burnt out, who were giving to everyone else around them, who were discontented with their job and had no outlet for themselves or what it was, quite frankly, had no path forward and were completely lost. I realized that about 4 weeks in, that I could give back, that I could help, in this particular instance, women who felt exactly the same way that I did, because I knew that I couldn't be the only person who felt like this. It couldn't just be me. So I did that. And we've grown Ignite over the last several years to be an amazing powerhouse of humans, not just women, but of humans that work together every single day, that try to be just a little bit better every single day than they were before, that are working to lift not just themselves, but the person next to them that they're working out with. I think that what it is that we do is change lives. I don't think that's what we do. I know that's what we do. We change humans' lives every single day. And we do that by creating this environment that is a safe environment for people to come and be themselves and not have to worry about being judged or, that mean girl shit. We don't do that. That's not who we are. I tell you these things, not because I want you to come to Ignite. I tell you these things. I mean, I'd love for you to be there, but I tell you these things because if you are at that space in your world where you just are absolutely broken, like I was, because it was completely broken, if you're at that space, give yourself some grace, find a group of humans who will stand beside you, not behind you or in front of you, but that will stand beside you and that will help you get to where it is that you need to be. Get rid of all of that ugly shit that's in your world and focus on what it is that gives you the most joy. For me, it was helping people. For me, it was giving back to my community. And I was able to do that and find that through Ignite. And I was able to watch it grow. Ignite has never been about me, right? Like what it is that we do has never been about me. I just happened to open the doors. Ignite is about every single human that is in there, lifting up the person next to them. So find that space for yourself. It can be Ignite. It can be whatever it is that you need to be. But find that space with those people who are willing to lift you up, to stand beside you, to help you grow and be better every single day. That's what it's about. So anyway, that's the long and short of who it is that I am, how it is that I did this major career shift, and how it is that we've helped thousands of people find who it is that they are again, how it is that we've helped them ignite their fires again, because we all have it, right? It's just a matter of reminding ourselves that it's there. So thank you guys for listening in, and I can't wait to speak to you again. Talk to you soon.